class captain. Okay, so let's get started. Final session. So this would always be true, right? And because it's always true, this code will always run, right? All right. So we have this. We have our, and I believe everyone knows why we are creating the empty list now, right? I mean, based on Neki's question the last time, right? I believe everyone knows why we have an empty list. Okay, so it's like an empty database, right? So let me explain the enumerate function real quick. Now, the enumerate function is a built-in function in Python that works like the for loop statement, right? So it works like a for loop statement. Now, this is what it does. It iterates over an iterable object. Please take note of my tenses. It iterates over an iterable object for this purpose, to give you the values of the object and their indexes, their corresponding indexes. I'll take that again. The enumerate function is a built-in function in Python that loops through, or you can say walks through, an iterable object to return the values or the elements of that iterable object and their respective indexes. Please, is this clear or is there still some unclarity?
I'm just joining. I know here. Can you recap, please?
Why did you join now?
I was having network complications.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Don't mind me. All right. So we're explaining the enumerate function because you would come across this a lot of time. You would need to use this a lot of time, right? So if you know what it means, because I do tell people, especially my students, a whole lot. I tell you, it's not just for you to know how to write a code. You need to understand why you are writing this code, right? So why is this thing here? Why is this thing there? Right? So, I mean, what if it's not here, what can be here? Right? Because if you know why you are doing something, right, you can always find your way around it, even if you don't know the exact code to use, right? But you know why you want to do that thing, so you can always find around it. Now, the enumerate function is a built-in function in Python that loops through or iterates over an iterable object for the purpose of giving you the values of that iterable object and their corresponding indexes. So it loops through an iterable object. Take note, an iterable object can be a string, can be a tuple, can be a dictionary, can be a list, right? Can be any other iterable object. It doesn't have to be a list. In this case, we're using a list, right? So once it does that, it returns the values of that iterable object and the indexes, right?
Okay, so there must be an index and value.
Yes, that's what it does. If you don't want to get the index and value, just use a for loop straight away. You'd have to use an enumerate function. If I think the enumerate function, it does this, right? So I think, let me see. I think we would move into, okay, we're not doing advanced functions here. Probably in level 2. I think we'll probably bring that in level 2 because the functions we are dealing with here are basic functions and what's it called? Of course, we might look at customized functions, but we look at anything advanced functions here. Probably level 2 look at that, right?
So let me ask the question that is not in line. How many months is this our training? Both basic and advanced.
This is 7 weeks, and this is we're in the 3rd week. No, we're not 3rd week. Okay. We're in the 4th week, I mean.
Yeah.
In the 4th week.
Well, we're supposed to be doing function then.
Come again, please.
I said if we're in the 4th week, we're supposed to be doing.
That's why it's rushing at name.
Okay.
Yeah, we're supposed to do function. That's true. But data structure sort of took
function. Yes.
Data structure took like a whole lot of time. Wow. And that's fine because I mean we are dealing with 4 data structures, right?
More reason why my body fast.
So
Well,
the
not just
advanced
that
level
alone
is for how
anyway.
many weeks?
Come again, please.
The advanced section is for how many weeks?
So, truth be told, I have not figured that out yet. So, and that's why I was looking at probably
Advance is
We are going to
forever.
have Christmas
which
holiday.
forever.
Advance is forever. It's
And
the
then you create a
mentorship that
community for
matters.
us.
Keep
So
learning. You
I
can't
mean,
stop
now
learning.
keep
Now. Advance
learning.
is forever.
we
No,
have
I
to keep our
swear.
community.
advanced,
So
of course,
Episode.
literally, Egosa is right because you've got to keep on learning, right? I mean, even
Exactly.
senior devs keep on learning, senior data analysts, everyone. See, you have to keep on learning because if you don't
that's
continue
true.
learning, things will leave you.
You get outdated.
That's just it.
Yeah, you
You
get
Right? Because
forget to.
the
outdated.
world of tech evolves.
Apart from
Right.
forgetting, you get outdated.
That's just it. Things will leave you. The world of tech
Exactly.
evolves. So you have to keep on updating
That's
yourself,
true.
upskilling yourself. I do that also.
Yeah,
Right. So
that's true.
but what we're gonna do is I'll probably create a survey, like a survey, right, so that we can look into that. We'll see how long we can do that. We want something that would be let me use the word moderately intensive, right? Moderately intensive, because as at that time, I mean, it's expected you guys have gone through the beginners, all these foundations, right? This foundational knowledge.
Okay.
I mean, so if I'm saying things like map function, reduce function, filter, zip, I mean, I believe you guys know what I'm talking about. We're talking things, libraries, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's easier for you to guys to make research. I know some of you are probably doing one or two courses here and there, or programs here and there. It will make it easier for you, right? Because you have a good foundation on this, right? So I
It's the
mean,
only
when we
program
get to
I'm
that
doing
reach,
now.
I mean, we'll know the process, right? So if I tell you 8 weeks, I'll be lying to you. I've not even thought about it, right? So
Confirm.
Me, I already say forever is the best.
We keep learning.
of course, and that's good. That's good. All right. So let's go over this code. So please, is anyone who don't know what the numeric function does now? Please, if you're unsure, just ask. Don't guess. Don't guess.
Boss, I swear, one more recap will do.
All right.
Sir, the thing is, hello, sir.
Oh,
Sir,
that's fine. Yeah.
in order not to delay time, we can go through it after the class. You can go through it again. If not, you can't know it. You can't know everything at once.
Of
You
Yeah, not
understand
course.
me,
sure I
sir?
want to know
Of
everything I
course.
was on, but I
Of
want my
course.
ears to hear it. I
Of
have,
course. So,
should I say your transphonic ears? I prefer hearing and seeing. You
all right,
get.
that's
So as
fine.
Okay,
I'm hearing it, I would
that's
like
true.
to hear it again.
That's fine.
Okay.
So the thing is, we all have different learning wavelengths. We've got to understand that we all have different learning wavelengths, and what works for Mr. A might not work for Mr. B, right?
Exactly, boss.
Yeah, what works for Mr. A might not work for Mr. B. Then I strongly believe, this particular session this night, right? As I was saying, is very, very important. Well, I don't know about that, but I know every session is important, right? Of course,
That's true.
their level of importance vary, right? It's just like what's it called? What was it called now? Different members fit to form the body, right? So one member is
Yeah.
not so much important than the other. If you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
The hand can't say, I will do this alone, or the legs can't say, oh, I don't need the hand.
Yeah, it's
Everyone
important.
needs themselves. So the idea is the week one session, trust me, is as important as the session. Because if you don't understand that week one session, or if you don't understand week two session, I mean,
It's just a complete waste of time.
thank you. You have to put everything together to form the body. You understand?
Okay, sir.
Till we all come in the unity of it. If you get it, get it. All right, don't mind me. That was just on the lighter note. All right, so the enumerate function is a built-in function in Python. Built-in tells you it's from the Python standard library. It's built-in. Just as the print
Okay.
function. The print function is built-in, right? The input function is built-in. Now, when we say built-in, it's not customized. You are not writing it. It's there. You just pick it.
Once you type it out, it
You
just
just pick it.
operates.
It's there. It operates. right?
Yes.
So when we move
Yes,
into
sir.
function, you will see how to do customized function, right? So, but this is built in. So what it does is it iterates over an iterable object. Now, you all know an iterable object can be a list, can be a set, can be a
Dictionary.
tuple, can be a dictionary, can be a string,
Dictionary.
right? So the enumerate function iterates over an iterable object. And once it does that, it does that for this purpose. It is returning the values of that iterable object and their corresponding indexes. There are times whereby you would want to get the value of an object and the corresponding indexes that's attached to it. So if you want to do that, you would use the enumerate function.
Okay.
I don't know if I've explained here the
So
difference
it
between a
does the same
function
thing
and a
as
method.
loop.
It does the same thing as loop, but it's giving you an added advantage. Comes with benefits
Okay,
or extra benefits.
so sorry, sir. Okay, so just more like, let's say like there's a variable with values, one, let's say with the values name, age, and size. And so when you are to enumerate, it will give an index. Let's just say the name will be having a 0, the age will be having a 1, and the
Exactly,
size will be having a 2.
exactly.
So it gives them more meaning to it.
Exactly.
Okay,
But if you're
thank you
using the
very much.
for loop statement, you will probably just loop through it and you give it the values alone. It won't give it the
Alone,
indexes.
okay.
Yeah, it won't give it the
Okay.
indexes.
Okay.
Right. So we've
Now,
covered the
okay.
for loop, we've covered the while loop, we've covered the if statement, the if else, the if else if statement, right? We've covered nested if statement. We've seen instances
you're
where you can use the
rapping.
nested if statement, right? Yeah, you feel me?
Yes.
Don't mind
You're
me, Jerry.
rapping.
Don't mind me. All right. So let's proceed. Okay.
Yes.
MC, is there any question?
No, sir.
God bless you and I, sir. We never cover. Oh. Please, what do you mean we never cover? Help me, please. Are you lost somewhere? I'm not sure I follow your statement. We never cover.
Bro, do you need umbrella so I go fit cover you?
I think he means that we still have a long way to
Probably
go.
we have a long way to go, so there's no time.
Okay.
Not this particular topic.
Okay.
I
Definitely.
think total. Everything in total.
Definitely.
Don't worry,
All
to be
right, that's fine.
uploaded.
So that we
We'll
can
still go
write
through
like
again.
you are writing, you know,
Don't worry.
authenticate and put
Yes.
password and whatever word.
No, you are not
It's step by
authenticating.
step
You're not the
now.
software.
Step by
You're a data analyst.
step
Come
by
on.
step now.
You
I mean, she
querying
has already
databases.
chosen
You'll
her
be
way
doing
now.
your okay. Maybe no. You know you just probably doing your SQL and doing visualization stuff and like.
I don't want to
Yeah,
authenticate anything, no.
Me, I
All
want
right.
to
Don't worry.
authenticate.
But I want to do this.
You need code to log in.
All right. So
Sorry.
we are looping through two
Now,
variables.
Now,
Yeah.
if you want
Yes,
to learn
please.
automation, chatbot automation, where should I be?
If you want to learn what?
Automation. All these
Autom-
chatbots. Bots
Oh,
and all these
chatbots. Yeah, don't worry. Just move to what's it called? The data part.
Which one is
Go-
data software or the data
No.
analysis?
So
Data
there's
science part.
software, then there's data. So data is data analysis, data science, and the likes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So probably we
Wait
can have a
boss.
private chat after the class. I mean, not in
Okay.
class, right? Yeah. So
That's
we
right.
don't
Me, I was
deviate too
thinking all
much.
this will be done with software. Egbamio.
Don't worry.
I think
Jesus.
I think this is a normal Python now. This is just normal Python.
She abnormal Python dig.
All right. So we have for
See, let's
index.
proceed.
For index, value in enumerate to-do list. Can you see what I'm doing? To-do list here is my iterable
boss.
object. Then I have an extra argument. Please, guys, I was going to say something. I asked the question earlier on. Have I mentioned the difference between the function and the method in previous session? Have I discussed that? Have we discussed that? Function
and
method.
And meta.
And method.
Yes,
Method. I can't remember though, because
yes, you did
Method
last
just
time,
have brackets now.
and it
Like
cannot stand on
remove.
its own.
Like remove brackets, whatever.
When we treated data structures, we use the use of methods now. right?
Yes, those are methods
Yes,
like
yes.
thought,
I think
all those
I thought I mentioned it there. Functions
Yes,
can
you
stand
did.
on its own. Method can't stand on
Okay.
its own.
On its
Yes, you
own.
did. You did.
All
I
right, all
remember.
right. Just wanted to be sure about that. So this is a
On
So that we
function,
learn
pass.
function can
and
stand on
I think
method can.
someone asked me, if I'm not mistaken, difference between parameters and arguments. I can't
Yes.
remember, but I think someone asked that question. I don't know who, probably it was Tomiwa. I can't recall exactly, but I think it was Tomiwa. I don't know. So the reason why I'm saying this is because of my terminologies, right? So just observe my tenses, right? So if you're speaking to people and you're speaking Python, you speak Python and you speak according to PEP, right? So PEP is a Python guideline, a style in Python, right? So enumerate, these are arguments, two arguments. The first argument is the iterable object, in this case, to-do list. Don't forget, to-do list is a list object, right? And the second argument is part of the enumerate function. In this case, I'm saying start. So by default, the start is 0. You know already by default, your start index, are you kidding me? Okay, I thought this has expired. Let's rush. By default, the start index is 0 if you are reading from your iterable object. So I am saying don't start at 0, start at 1. You would know why later, right? So it takes in two arguments, the iterable object, to-do list, then this starts. So what am I doing? I'm saying for index value, why am I using two variables to loop? Because I want to get two variables based on the function of the enumerate function. I hope that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I'm using index and value because of the function of the enumerate function, right? And I'm using an f string function here. You can say print f. We treated this, I think, in the second class or thereabout. So get user choice. I'm getting the user choice and I'm storing it in a variable called choice. I am not casting because I don't need to cast. So what do you want to do? We have add, complete, edit, delete, and quit, right? Then dot lower. Dot lower here, I'm trying to convert anything the user gives me to lowercase. That's what I'm just trying to do. Now, check for user choice and perform necessary operation. Take note, this condition is true. And because it is true, this code will always run until a certain condition is met that terminates it. If that condition is not met, this code will always run. Please take note. So I have here, if choice, that means the choice, whatever input the user types, if the choice is equal to quit, take note, this is not an assignment, this is a comparison, hence the use of double equal to. This is an assignment, hence single equal to. Please take note of these things. So if choice is equal to quit, my quit is in small letters because I'm converting to lowercase, right? Print, thank you for using my to-do app, goodbye. Then I break. So this break keyword is a keyword in Python. This break keyword will eliminate or terminate the while loop. That means the condition for this while loop statement to be terminated is if the user types in quit. Otherwise, it will keep on running. So I'm using the else here because I have a number of if statements. Else, if choice or else if choice is equal to add. Now that means the user wants to add a task to the database, right? So I collect the task, input, enter a task, dot lower, add user task to the list, to-do list dot append. To-do list is what? An empty list, as you can see here. Dot append, as we all know, the append method adds in an item to the list. It takes in the backdoor. Backdoor means it adds it at the end of the list. Take note, the backdoor. So I'm appending the task. So if the user is typing, I want to sleep, I want to sleep will be added to the database. Of course, backdoor. So I append it. Else, if the choice is equal to complete, complete here means that the user have inputted the task in the database, the task exists, and the user has done that task. So because user has done that task, it is no longer pending. Hence, we need to remove it from the database. So what do I do? If the user types in complete, that means he has completed the task. I would get the index. I said enter the index of the task you want to complete. Enter the index of the task you want to complete. This is a wrong question. This should be enter the index of the task you have completed, right? you completed. So because at this point in time, he or she has completed it. Enter the index of task you completed. So the user will put in the number, that's the index number, and it will be stored on user index. So what I was do is this: if user index is greater than the length of to-do list, that's the size. So that means, let me ask a question. As at this point, are we together? As at this point, suppose the user
Yes, sir.
puts in add as the operation he or she wants to perform. And I say, okay, give me the task. And he puts in, I want to sleep. And user, let's say next time the user puts in complete. As at this point, what will be the size of the database? What will be the size of the DB?
1.
1. Thank you. Because only one task has been assigned to the database, right? So suppose I said, give me the index of the task you want to perform, or of the task you've completed, and user has given me 5. 5 is bigger than 1 because there is only one task in the DB. So if you're giving me 5, that index number is greater than the size of my DB. So that's what I'm doing here. The index is valid. So if the index is greater than the size of my DB, print invalid index. Please enter a smaller index. That's the reason for this, right? Now, otherwise, I'll check for a negative index. If user gives me 0 or -1 or any other negative number, I would also give a customized error message. So if user index is less than or equal to 0, print invalid index. Please enter an index greater than 0. The reason for this is because I am starting my index as 1 and not 0, the default behavior. Because here we said start equals 1. So the minimum or the least index that can be represented in the DB is 1. The default behavior is 0. But I don't want 0 to appear. I want the minimum to be 1. Hence, I'm saying start equals 1. So if user gives me 0 or a negative number, I return an error message. And that's what I'm doing here. So I'm checking for it. Right? So if user gives me a number equal to 0 or less than 0, I print invalid index. Please enter an index greater than 0. Else, if 1 is less than or equal to the user index, that means if user index, if the value the person enters is 2 or bigger than 1, and it is less than the size or equal to the size of my database, that means the number has to be between 1 and the size of my DB. As at this point, the size of the DB is 1. So if the user gives me 1, it satisfies this condition. This condition will be true. Right? So if this condition is true, what am I doing? I'm doing to do this dot pop user index -1. So I am removing that task from the database because the user has completed it. So I am saying user index -1. The reason is because we are in this place, when we say start equals 1, we are adding 1 to the default behavior. The default behavior is 0. Don't forget, indexes start from 0. So when we say 1, that is we are increasing by 1. So I am reducing it by 1 so that it will return back to the default behavior. Right? So when I pop out the index, when we use the pop method, when we're creating list there, when you pop out a list, a index, it will remove the value from the list. So that's what we're doing, right? Then we said else. That means if any of this condition is not satisfied, then just go straight here. Invalid choice. Enter a valid choice. What are the choices? Add, complete, edit, delete, and quit. So I did add, I did complete, I did quit. You guys would go and do no, I did add, I did complete, I did quit. You people will go and do edit and delete. I'll send you this script, right? So you can work on it. So you guys, you go and complete the code. So let's run this code and let's see what we have. So can you see it now? These guys, can you see the screen? Welcome to my to-do app. Yeah, your completed task. What do you want to do? So you can see there are different operations. So if I come here and I type add, can you see it? Add. Enter a task. So give me a task. I can say watch TV, right? I press enter. Can you see it now? Welcome to my to-do app.
Yes.
So it is running again. Who can tell me why is it running again? What is in operation here? Why is it running again?
While, because of the while command.
Thank you. Because of the while loop. You get it now? Because it will always run until it meets a condition that terminates it. Right? And in this case, the only condition that terminates it is if the user enters quit. So I'm going to enter add, enter a task. So the enter a task is this one. Where is it? This one here. Right? So, and can you see now the output? 1, full stop, watch TV. This makes more sense to the user than me printing out 0. Because the layman, the external user, don't understand indexes. It is you guys, the programmer, that understand indexes. A young child will not understand index. If you ask a young boy of 5 to read numbers, it will start from 1. So, and that's why we are saying start from 1 and not 0. Right? So enter a task. Let me say read a book. Can you see it now? So it will keep on running. Right?
Play
So,
football.
okay. If I put in play football here, you will see what will happen. Can you see this? What's the output?
The invalid choice.
Do you know why that is?
Why?
Because the choices ought to be between add, complete, edit, delete, and quit. And in my code, I am saying if the user choice, I only did for 3 things. Oh, we have less than 10 minutes. If the user choice is between quit, complete, and add. So anything that is not quit, complete, or add, it will just move here. That's the else. Because this will give you true or false. This will give you true or false. This will give you true or false. Play football, it will come here, false. Because choice is not equal to quit.
No, I thought you went to add. I thought you went to add and then add play football.
Yes, but I have not written add yet. Do you understand? So if I put add now,
Okay.
it will now ask me for the task. So I can now say play football. Can you now see? So it has added to the task.
Okay.
So this is my list now. My list is no longer empty, size of 3. Now let's say I put in complete. That means let's say I have played football. Can you see it now? Enter the index of the task you completed. So I can say 3. So by calling out the index, it will go and pop out the value. So if I put enter, you can see it now. Can you see? Number 3 has disappeared. It has been popped out by virtue of the pop method. And if I come here and I put in a random thing, invalid choice. Can you now see? So that while loop will always run and always run and always run. But the moment I type in quit, it stops. Thank you for using my app. Goodbye. And that's how the while loop statement works. Any question, please?
Now, wow.
So you people will go and complete it. You will do the one for delete and edit. For those who don't have a group, please let me know on the chat so that we can fix the group. This is also a group work, right? I've still not figured out how you guys will do your upload, video upload. I don't know. This YouTube, I think I have to go and learn tutorials on YouTube how to do some things. Because I was doing live stream. I was thinking we'll use live stream. The live stream I was doing, user cannot talk. It's only chat that they can do. So I don't know.
Mr. Adams.
No, of course, you can watch the video again. That's fine, of course. Yes, please.
Yeah, yes. You said we are going to do delete and edit.
Yes.
Is it possible you give us this code to continue from where you stopped?
Yes, you will. You will have it.
The source code.
Yes, you have the source code. Yes.
Okay.
So basically, what you want to do is you'd want to check for the user's input, right? That means you just want to add your own else if. You understand? You add your own else if statement. Then no. Okay. Should I give you the source code or just watch the video? That's the recording.
Please give us the source code.
So the source code so that we can work on it.
You just gonna copy my code. Control C, Control V.
Yes.
You need to
Just
copy what you
easier for
understand
you.
now.
Control C, Control C, Control V. You just start modifying the code. Hi, Father Lord. Can this
Because this one you are scrolling up, scrolling down. It's confusing to me.
Okay. I think someone was saying make yard. Someone was saying I think someone asked a question. We have about 5 minutes or 6 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. So in the next session, we'll look at functions and probably OOP oops together. Yeah, we're talking about oops. Usually we call oops OOP. That's object-oriented programming. Yeah, edit. No. Edit and delete. Delete, you are deleting. You can use the. Let me don't talk. Let me know what you can use. Right? Let me don't say what you can use. So you can. I'll pretend as if I didn't see this last chat.
Okay, that's
I'll pretend I didn't see this last chat. Yeah. So edit. The delete. No, the edit is you changing. Remember when we did list now, right? When we did list, you can what's it called? You can list and mutable, right? Don't forget when we talk about X-Men, Justice League, lists are mutable, just like dictionaries, they are mutable. They can change. But sets and tuples, they are not mutable. Right? Set and tuples, they're your normal guys, your ordinary guys, just like you and I. You don't know me, I can change anyways, I have some superpowers, right? But so me, I'm like list and dictionaries, right? Like mutants. Teenage mutant and Turtle mutant. What's that cartoon? I think it's Turtle. Is it Turtle mutant like Turtle ninjas? Those mutants people, yeah. Right. So what's it called? You can perform the edits. That's so you're going to change the values, right? But for delete, you are removing totally, right? So the deletes would probably work. You can use the pop method, any other method you can use, any other method you use, right? So and that's fine. Eda, do you get that?
Yes.
All right. So I think I will probably continue from this functions. I'll just we're not gonna do functions, so don't worry. So functions will continue from this one with meet. They what are functions? They are a block of code that perform a particular task. Yes, that's just what functions are. They're a block of code that perform a particular task. Right? That's what functions are. So very simple functions. They can be called subroutine or subprocess. They are reusable, portable, and maintainable.
Portable.
So the easiest function you can do that is you're gonna use the def keyword, def hello world. This is a function, this is a customized function, right? There's a print hello world. Then you call your function. So yeah, you define the function, and yeah, you call the function. So for the function by calling it hello world, and if you run this code, you'd get the output hello world. All right, so this is where we stop. At least I've touched on functions. They're a block of code that perform a particular task. Simple. I think that's the simplest definition you can get. You can call subroutine, subprocess. They're reusable, they're portable, they're maintainable, right? And they're defined by the keyword. They are defined by the keyword. Yeah. I think that's it. Followed by your function name. So I think this is where we'll stop for today's class. We've looked at control flow statements. We saw the if statements, the if else, the if else statements. We saw the nested if. Don't forget, watch the video again. What's it called? We looked at the for loop, the while loop statements, and we did a mini project, a to-do app application or to-do list, or to-do list application, to-do app, right? And you guys have a task to complete this code and introduce functions. All right, so thank you very much, guys. For the issue of the group, please, we'll address that on the, on the group. I know people have group already, and I've been hearing some groups members are not participating. Please do want to participate. It's very important. Please do want to participate. Yeah? It's very, very important. Pray God will help you guys. Just do want to participate. So we will see next week, again, by God's grace. I wish you have a very blessed night and sleep tight. Enjoy service tomorrow for those who go to church.
Edit and delete. We're supposed to write a code for it.
Yes. Code. It will work. You run it. It will work.
Not the output that you're just writing. I want to begin.
Let's continue.